Hey guys, today I'm going to teach you how to do linen stitch. For linen stitch, you have to prepare two sets of yarns in different colors. And then you have to start with odd number of cast on. Here, odd number of cast on, I'm going to make only 7. Okay, but you have to remember that you need to make a minimum of 20 cast on, but you have to make it in odd numbers. Okay, I'm just using 7 cast on for now. Okay, please wait. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is my color A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is the cast on. And then using the color A, here you have the pattern knit 1 and then WYIF, or with yarn in the front, slip 1 PW, means purlwise, and then you have to repeat this pattern until the end of the stitch, and the end of the stitch you do knit 1. Okay, let's do this. First you do knit 1, okay, and then with yarn in the front, you slip this stitch purlwise. Slip this stitch as if to purlwise, and then you just slip it, and then bring the yarn to the back and then do knit stitch. Since this is a repetition, you have to repeat this pattern until the end of the stitch. Bring it to the front and then slip 1 purlwise, bring it to the back and then knit 1. Okay, and then bring it to the front and then slip 1. Okay, and then the end you have to do knit stitch. Okay, oops, I need to take the whole yarns together. Okay, so this is the first row, and then we move on to second row. The second row you still using the color A. Okay, and then this second row, okay, slip 1 purlwise. So we start with slip 1 purlwise, and then bring the yarn to the front and then purl 1, and then yarn to the back, and then you repeat this until the end of the stitch. The end of the stitch you just slip 1 purlwise. Okay, let's start. First we just slip 1 purlwise here, and then yarn to the front, and then purl, okay, and then purl, and then yarn to the back and then slip 1 purlwise like this, and then yarn to the front, purl, and then yarn to the back, slip 1 purlwise, and then yarn to the front and then purl. Okay, and then this one, the last stitch, you just slip 1 purlwise. Okay, and we move on to the third row. In third row we need to switch to color B. I'm using this as color B. I'm sorry, we have quite different size with the previous yarn, but it's okay. So in this row, okay, it's knit 1, and then with yarn in front, slip 1 purlwise. Basically it's the same as row 1, and at the end of the stitch you do knit 1. Okay, so you repeat knit 1, and then with yarn in the front, slip 1 purlwise, and then you repeat knit 1 with yarn in the front, slip 1 purlwise until the end of the stitch, and then you do knit stitch. So let's do this with the new color here. Okay, make sure the short strands here, the short strands, directions towards the right. Okay, the short strands directions towards the right, and then the longer strands directions, you put it towards the left. So where we will work, the longer is the direction where we will work our swatches. So let's start. The first stitch over here, we do knit one. So just like when you want to knit, and then this is the color B, and then put it like this. Okay, remember the short strands here is towards right. Okay, you can just hold it like this and then knit. Okay, and then after that, bring the yarns to the front. This yarn, you bring it towards front like this, and then here you slip one purlwise. Okay, and then bring it to the back and then knit, and then bring it to the front and then slip to the back and then knit to the front and then slip, and then the last strand, the last stitch, you need to knit. Okay, so this is the end of the row 3. You can see, and if you see this, the first loop over here kind of loose, you can just pull it to tighten the stitch. Pull it the short strands of this yarn, of the new color yarn, and then let's move on to our final row, row 4. So this is actually the same as row 2. Okay, we start with slip one purlwise, slip one purlwise. Okay, and then yarn to the front over here, yarn to the front. Okay, and then this one purl, and then yarn to the back and then slip, and then yarn to the front and then purl, and then yarn to the back and then slip, yarn to the front and then purl, and then the last stitch over here, the last stitch, you just slip it purlwise like this. So this is the final row. So if you see some of the stitches are loose, you can just pull the yarn. Okay, let's see, this is kind of loose. You can just pull the yarn like this, and this is also, if you think it's too loose, you can just, again, you pull it, and then this is also, you pull it. Make sure the stitches now neatly attach to the needle like this. And then this is actually the 4 row that you need to repeat for this linen stitch pattern. Okay, you can see the different colors later on. You can see intricate patterns, yeah, of linen stitch when you finish this swatch. Okay, I guess that's it for a linen stitch. Okay, let's watch another video.